We're going to talk about some game situations now, specifically center shots. Now, center shots you would think are to the advantage of the offense because they're so close to the goal, and there is some truth to that. However, we're not completely helpless here because we have a lot of angle that we can cover because that ball is so close to us. And so it can actually be to our advantage to have a center shot. So we have Peter in the goal here, and we have Colin as our shooter, as our center. He's playing probably about 2.5 meters, 3 meters out. And so he's got that ball here. We're going to do a quick little review here. In the last DVD, we talked about triangle position and living in the triangle. So Peter, go ahead and back up just a little bit, Peter, so you're on your goal line. Peter's going to have his arms out to the side, and that's how much he's covering if he's on his goal line. Colin, will you hold that ball up, please? Okay, and so Peter, if he comes towards that ball, okay, go ahead and slide out towards the ball. He's going to start covering the whole goal, and as he gets closer and closer, he can get all the way up and cover the entire goal. And so as you get closer and closer to the shooter, we can get more and more vertical up to the point of covering the entire goal just with one hand even, okay? So one thing to think about with the center shots is trying to get as close to the shooter as possible. Now obviously we want to see about whether we can steal that entry pass to set, but if we can't, we still want to be as close as possible. One thing to remember is that centers, Lazar, let's get you in there for a second. So Lazar is going to be our defender here, okay? And one thing to think about is that Lazar and Colin have been kind of wrestling here for probably about 10 seconds, and our center defender our center is probably a little tired, and so when that ball gets in, it's going to be hard for him to figure out kind of what kind of shot to take, and usually the shots are hard. It's hard for him to make an accurate lob, and so we really want to try to overcommit here as much as possible. Okay, so Lazar, let's go ahead and play on the left side. Okay, and we're going to play. Lazar is our center defender, as I said, so he's going to be playing on the left side, which is where we want. Colin is right-handed, and so what this does is this will make sure that Colin cannot turn strong side. Okay, so if he tries to turn, Lazar is there to foul the ball or potentially to seal it. So you see how Lazar's hand now is on Colin's right elbow, okay? And so as a goalkeeper, we're going to rely on Lazar keeping that elbow from coming all the way. Go ahead and try to take a backhand to the far side, Colin. See, that hand is now on the elbow, so Colin will not be able to shoot the ball to the left side of the cage here. So as goalkeepers, we want to slide to the right and take away that near side backhand. So Peter, let's slide a little bit more, take away that near side, okay? And go ahead and get up as close as you can towards him and get those arms up. So that's the position we want to be, okay? Now, obviously that's in an ideal world where Lazar is doing a perfect job. If there looks like there's going to be a turn, then we kind of want to try to help out our center defender as much as we can, and then we need to react to that strong side turn. Now, one thing that we can do in this situation that will help us figure out where to play and what kind of shot Colin will take. Colin, go ahead and put your hand on the right side of the ball here. Okay? So by doing that, it's going to be really hard for Colin to shoot a backhand. So what that's telling me is he's going to want to either do a turn, okay, or he's going to want to step out, okay? Okay, so here's the step out. He's going to want to step out and shoot. So let's get back to center again, Colin. Let's put your hand on the left side of the ball. Okay, on the left, right hand on the left side of the ball. There we go. Okay, so now what does this tell me? It tells me that he's looking for that backhand, okay? And that way we can come over to that right side of the goal. And it's really hard for him to take a step out or a sweep shot with that hand on the left side of the ball. So if we can take a look and see where his hand sits on the ball as it enters, that's going to help us in determining where we want to position. All right. So that's the real basics of positioning for our center shots.